Hi, I'm Brian McGeehan with Montana Angler. Today we're going to talk a little bit about fishing in the month of April. April is the true beginning of our spring fishing pattern across the Big Sky State, and it's really exceptional time to fish when you catch the conditions right. April is highly dynamic. One day we can have a wet snowstorm, the next day we can have beautiful sunshine skies and warm weather. In April, we pay attention to hatches. We have some of our best hatches of the year this month. We pay attention to the water temperatures. And finally, we always need to pay attention to the water levels of our rivers. We can have great fishing in April, but generally the best fishing will be on larger rivers like the Madison. The small streams, the mountains are very cold this time of year. So if you're out in April, focus on some of our bigger rivers across southwest Montana. One of our favorite April rivers to fish is the Sone River. The Sone will become high and dirty by about the middle of May, but in April, it's almost always at perfect water levels, and it coincides with some great spring hatches. In the early part of April, we get some nice late morning midge hatches on a nice warm day. As the month progresses, we start to see our blue-winged olives or Baetis, especially on cloudy days. Later in April, large March brown mayflies can produce big fish rising on the surface. And often on a warm April day, very late in the month, we may begin to see the epic Mother's Day caddis hatch. The Gallatin River is right in our backyard. It's one of our favorite April fisheries. The high snowpack around the Gallatin tends to hold on all through the month of April, which means the river is going to be low and clear and can produce perfect fishing conditions. The best hatch on the Gallatin, in my opinion, in April is the blue-winged olive hatch or the Baetis hatch. You're going to find that this hatch will increase in intensity as the month goes on. If you get a nice high cloud cover day, maybe a little rain, you want to call in sick, grab your fly rod and go fishing, because you're going to see some great dry fly fishing on the Gallatin in the month of April. The spring creeks near Livingston, or the Paradise Valley Spring Creeks, are another April favorite fishery. These are small, intimate fisheries. The water temperature is moderated from the groundwater effect, a lot of weed beds, and very prolific catches. If you're lucky enough to visit a spring creek in the month of April, when you have a bad weather day, maybe a wet, sloppy snow, a little bit of a drizzle, even just some high cloud cover, you can see some really thick blue-winged olive Baetis hatches. Great time to fish the spring creeks. The Madison River is a great April fishery as well. Again, these larger rivers are going to have more active trout earlier in the year. The Madison is split between what we call the upper river, above Ennis Lake, and the lower river. The lower river tends to have higher water temperatures early in the month of April and the best early season hatches, but don't rule out the upper, especially later in the month. If you get a nice warm day with a little cloud cover, you can get very strong Baetis hatches all throughout the upper river. Another one of our favorite April fisheries is the Missouri River. This is one of the largest trout rivers in the Rocky Mountain West. And it's unique because it acts like a very large spring creek. You're going to see weed beds and a lot of hatches, a lot of insect activity. And again, like the other fisheries we discussed, if you catch the Missouri on a gray day, a little bit of cloud cover, often you're going to see very thick hatches of blue-winged olives and get some great dry fly fishing over that Baetis hatch. In southwest Montana, April can sometimes still feel like winter, but other days it's beautiful. If you're willing to roll the dice on the weather, you can expect some really high quality fishing.